The Wounded Feminine, Part 3, The Father Absence, Healing the Gap in Worth and Safety. What do we mean by father absence?
A father can be absent in various ways, physically, emotionally, or both.
In this case, your wounded inner child doesn't just live in your memories.
It seeps into your trust, your self-worth, your relationships, and sometimes, your entire definition of love.
Which is, essentially, not love but fear in disguise, pretending it to be love.
What father absence really means?
It's not only about death, divorce, or leaving. Often it is about a father being emotionally unavailable. In connection with his daughter, he acts distant, distracted, or disengaged.
He can be physically present but emotionally unreachable. He can present himself as overly critical or perfection-focused. The invisible message the girl subconsciously received: men are unreliable. And I'm not worth staying for unless I'm perfect. How father absence shapes the wounded feminine.
The absence of an emotionally available father creates a safety gap inside the girl, a missing model of protective, healthy masculine energy to make her feel emotionally safe. It also creates a value gap in her psyche. Self-worth gets tied to performance, beauty, or pleasing others. Subsequently, it leads to the love gap, confusion between love and attention, often chasing the latter in relationships. Attention equals the validation the woman craved when she was a little girl and which she didn't get from the absent father. Hence now trying to fill this love gap in adult relationships, while playing out her pain gap in a trauma bond. Finally, it creates a trust gap in the adult woman. She is constant hypervigilance in intimacy, waiting for abandonment, fearing rejection, attracting deception and betrayal, since she will attract what her trust gap reflects to her partner. Or she will subconsciously attract partners that will eventually abandon or reject her, since she will attract emotionally unavailable partners as where she longs for deep emotional connections to fill up her inner gaps. In adult life and relationships, this wounded feminine will show up as the following two common adaptations.
1.
The approval hunter. She seeks male validation as proof she matters.
As proof she is worthy of love and good enough to be loved.
To earn this love from a partner, she overgives, oversexualizes, or over-accommodates.
All to receive validation, approval, connection. All to fill her childhood pain gaps. 2.
The avoider. The avoider distrusts or rejects male presence entirely. At least when the connection or relationship becomes too intense and the threat of receiving the desired emotional connection scares her so much, she will reject or sabotage it herself. She will apply the strategy to stay self-sufficient to avoid being hurt again. Being connected or depending on someone else for her emotional needs is too threatening out of fear for abandonment and rejection. She, therefore, also still operates from the wound, just inverted. The relationship fallout. In relationships, these pain patterns often show up as choosing emotionally unavailable partners. Subsequently, she will do everything to make these partners emotionally available to her as a way to make up the fact she didn't succeed in doing enough to make her father emotionally available to her.
This time,
if she succeeds, she will make up for the guilt she carries around for the assumed failure to receive the validation and love she needed so much from her father.
Replaying abandonment cycles.
Since, subconsciously, she is convinced that any deeper connection will eventually repeat the childhood pattern of abandonment, physical and/or emotional, she will seek and find proof.
Thus creating the self-fulfilling prophecy in the end: abandonment and rejection. Being drawn to fixing wounded masculine partners. She becomes the fixer, the rescuer. The main strategy here is to take the responsibility from the other to make them happy with her. If I make them happy, they will love me. Unfortunately, the wounded feminine, or the wounded empath as you can also name them, often attracts toxic, narcissistic, victimized partners. These type of partners do not want to be happy and loved, they want control, and the best way to control the wounded feminine is by not giving them what they desire so much: validation as emotional safety. When these aforementioned strategies do not work out very well, she sometimes flips into the bugger or inner beast mode. The following behavior can be seen subsequently in this bugger or inner beast mode: defiance, reckless sexual freedom, or rejecting commitment altogether. Which is, of course, still not true freedom. It is still and merely a reaction to the wound. Healing the father absence in 4 steps. Step 1.
Name the loss, admit what you didn't get, without shame or dismissal. Step 2. Rebuild the inner masculine, create inner safety, structure, and protection for yourself, without depending on third parties for it. Step 3. Redefine love, learn the difference between love, attention, and validation.
Admit the mere fact that what you have labeled love until now has merely been fear. The fear for abandonment and rejection.
Step 4. Practice trust in stages, let safe, consistent people prove that connection can be reliable.
Be honest and open about your need for reassurance and commitment and ask them to support you on this.
The right people will offer you love and support, the wrong people will abuse your honesty and openness to create a power disbalance in order to control you. Kick them out of your life ASAP. Several videos on our channel will support you on this journey. Truth bomb. Healing father absence isn't about getting him back, it's about giving yourself the safety and worth he couldn't provide.
Once you anchor that inside, no one can abandon you again. This is the only way to make trauma bond relationships true connectionships.
To wrap it up, ask yourself the question, what's one way father absence shaped how you see men, and what's one way you're rewriting that story? Your answer might help another woman feel less alone, so feel free to share it with us. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.